Fiber. We've talked obviously, about the benefit to using clear line fiber and the safety component, etc. Now I want to talk a little bit about some of the basic questions you need to consider. If you're new to fiber, then this will be of use to you. If you're not so new to fiber, please forgive me. I just need to cover this for those that are not. The first thing you need to ask yourself if you go onto a project is there existing fiber on your project? Okay, if there is, we need to be able to check a few things to see what type of fiber it is and whether we need to be compatible with that fiber. As I mentioned, our fiber, the single mode and multi-mode in the current format, with the 9 and the 50 micron core and the 125 micron cladding, we are fully compatible with all other modern day fiber that has that specification. There used to be an older fiber which used multi-mode fiber with a 62.5 micron core to it. Okay, so there was a slightly different diameter, an older core, which we need to be aware of. So if you can look at the jacketing of the existing fiber and it has 62.5 written on it, you're probably dealing with an older type of fiber. And we just need to be aware of that because we need what they call a media converter between that and the new fiber in order to make it work properly. Okay, so the print on the existing fiber can tell us a story or two. If you've got things like 9/125 or SM or OS1, OS2, that's a sure sign that we're going to be dealing with existing single mode fiber. Okay, and because they are different, single mode and multi-mode are not directly compatible with one another. We have to convert one to the other. All right, so if you've got those numbers on there, it's a sure sign that you're going to be dealing with single mode fiber. All right, if you're dealing with an existing fiber that has the numbers 50/125 or or OM2, 3 or 4, that's a sure sign you're dealing with a multi-mode fiber already installed on the project. All right. If it's a new project, you're not needing to tie into existing fiber. There's a couple of different questions we can ask. Okay. First of all, how long is the distance you need to cover? All right. As I mentioned previously, multi-mode is used for shorter distances and single mode is used for the longer distances. If you're looking at an application that's over about 1,000, 1,200 feet, and it's not a fixed number, it doesn't just switch off. It's dependent upon the hardware you're plugging into. But generally speaking, under about 1,000 or 1,200 feet, you're probably going to be looking at a multi-mode type application. The benefit to that being the hardware, the endpoints are going to be less money. Over 1,000 feet or 1,200 feet, you're going to probably be starting to look at a single mode type application. Okay. The disadvantage to that is obviously it's a lot more fiber, but the fiber itself being cheaper has the cost implication to the endpoints is more. That the endpoints for single mode applications are more money than multi-mode. Okay. Is there existing fiber hardware on the installation? All right. Are we needing to tie into existing network switches? Are there any other media converters? Is there any other connector types on there? If so, is it single mode or multi-mode? Do we need to tie into a network switch that's already got an SFP module in there that's a single mode SFP? Okay, so we just need to determine the distance we're needing to cover, and is there any existing hardware we need to be compatible with? Those are the first two fundamental questions that I would be asking myself to narrow down what type of fiber we're using.